mix of solemn Leaf fans, angry Leaf fans, disappointed Leaf fans. My heart rate's still raised, as I was saying before. It's like that. This was the first game this season where my heart rate was really raised by the end of it, which is not healthy. But now I think it kind of starts about now in this part of the season, that the unhealthy part starts to creep in. So what were your guys' thoughts? I know you aren't very happy downtown. You're tweeting some things. We'll get to that. But what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts on just this one game or the last couple of weeks?
2 weeks.
It feels like we've been watching the same game over and over and over and over.
Yeah,
it's just a macrocosm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like tonight, I mean, it reminded me a lot of the interaction that Sheldon Keefe and Steve Breer, the goaltending coach, had from the Amazon All or Nothing series, where there were 2 goals that went in a game where the Leafs played the Flames, and the 2 goals were off of deflections that came off of the Leafs defenders' butts. And Steve Breer goes, well, what do you really want Anderson to do there? And Keefe just looks at him and goes, F off, Steve. You know, it's like, I get it. I understand those guys that are standing there in front of the net. Yeah, ideally you tie them up a little bit better. The defense needs to be better. Yes, we know this. Mm-hmm. But it's like every every floater from the point, it has to just hit him sometimes. It has to, either one of them, whether it's Campbell or Mrazek.
You were making videos last year, and I know talking with Isaac that we're having the exact same discussion about Jack Campbell as we did Anderson, where it's like, where you know, there's a deflection. It's like, well, you can't have that. And then we start having the debate of like, wait, aren't goalies supposed to make good saves? Like, if he's not in the perfect position, it doesn't fucking hit him in the chest. Does that mean he can't get it? Right. So it sounds exactly like Anderson last year.
Right now, where we know he can be better, obviously. Like, I keep throwing it out there from March 20th of last year, which is basically when he came back from injury and took over the starting job from Anderson, through the playoffs up until December the 1st. He played in 44 out of a possible 55 games and had a .932 save percentage.
Oh, you're making me sad.
And now he's legitimately the worst goalie in the NHL.
Oh yeah, like by a lot.
By stats wise, anyway. Like the Leafs defense in front of him is not helping.
Right.
Not helping. It's not helping. But it's just like, I don't know, man. You get saves every once in a while. It's not a crime to ask your goalie to save a couple. Like I'm not asking for all of them.
On the last podcast, I said, you know, and Isaac was like, well, what if Campbell's just gets a shutout, then lets in 5, then lets in 2, then lets in 6? And, you know, I'd fucking love that right now. We're not getting that even, but like, that's not the goalie I want. I was going to look up what our record would be if Campbell let in 3 goals every night. Or just 3 goals every night.
Start with 4.
I bet. I bet if you did
start with 4.
I bet we'd have a winning record.
But
we'd have a winning record with him having 4 goals against.
But again, the nuance to the conversation is that the defense in front of him does need to be better.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the pairings. Like what do you think Keefe's mindset is behind just like throwing darts at a dartboard right now when we know Riley Brody works? Do you think it's just like, okay, we don't really have anyone else?
You said it. It starts at a dartboard.
It's him just looking at the deep pairings where it's like, okay, if I don't sacrifice my most consistent pairing in Morgan Riley and TJ Brody, I'm only gonna have one deep pairing.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's like when he split up Nylander.
Yeah, it's like Rasmus Sandin and Ilya Lyubushkin. That's a great third pair, right? Like, okay, like let's zoom out a little bit and look at this. Riley Brody, good. Right? Like
great.
That's a first pair.
Riley has his issues sometimes, but for the most part,
don't we all?
That's been don't we all? He's been consistent with TJ Brody. Great. That's a start. You got your 1, you got your 2. All right, 3, 4. I don't know. Let's come back to that. Rasmus Sandin, Ilya Lyubushkin, pretty good third pair, right?
Yeah, I love that guy. I love both those guys.
3 and 4. I don't know, man. I don't got anything for you. And there's no possible combination that they could put it together without ruining everything else.
And also, even if you just got one defenseman, I don't think it's enough. Like to solidify the pairings.
I think
you're happier, obviously. You're obviously gonna be happier. Yeah. But I mean, you're not going, oh, that's a solid pairing. You're like, that's better. And better is better.
Like
get that.
I think it would be easier to find a new defense partner to play with Morgan Riley than what it would be to just find a 3 and a 4 guy.
I get what you're saying.
Right? Break them up, find a new partner for Morgan Riley.
Yeah.
Because that would be a bit easier to do, but at the same time, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. That's not ideal circumstance. And contenders have ideal circumstances.
The irony of us having one of the best defense pairings that we've had in like 10 years, and we're like, well, if we switch it up and split them up, it's like, no, it's like, Marner and Matthews. I've been the first one to say move Marner down to Matthews or Marner down the lineup. Do not move Marner, right? Do not move him. Leave him there. The same way, if you have something good in Riley and Brody, don't move them.
And, for everything that we're talking about here, yes, the team is on pace to be one of the best individual seasons the Maple Leafs have ever had. Yes, their record is good if you're just looking at the standings, right? Like, there's a lot to love about this team, but the problems with it are so painfully obvious, which is why people are upset. Don't gaslight me by showing me the standings. I know what the standings look like.
The next person to show me the standings, I'm deleting my Twitter account. I'm deleting this podcast. I'm moving to a forest.
But
you have no control over this podcast. Then.
That's what you think. I'll hack you, dog.
At the same time, I have a question for you, gentlemen.
All right.
So since February the 1st, in terms of 5-on-5 save percentage, the Toronto Maple Leafs have the 3rd worst team save percentage. Who has the 5th worst team save percentage?
Oh, Florida. Is this to make me feel better? It's definitely
Isaac
Florida.
got it. It's Florida. Can we share in the misery a little bit? Can we be a little bit more optimistic because of that?
Yeah, but I don't. You're putting this in the same sentence of the goddamn Florida Panthers. It doesn't make me feel any better.
No,
I get the standings.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so I've been thinking about making a video about whether or not the Maple Leafs should be all in this year or not. And I've been thinking about, we could put together these stats and this stats and stuff like that and this, everything like that. The year that Tampa Bay won their first cup and then they won the second back to back, they spent 2 first-round picks and a prospect that was drafted in the first round. Now I'm not comparing the Lightning to the Leafs. They obviously have Andre Vasilevsky in net.
Imagine we had him, man.
Obviously, I'm not comparing them, but at the same time, that's what it took to get them over the hump. The play of all of their good players that they already had and spending 2 firsts and a prospect that was drafted.
Wait, I'm going to interrupt.
So wasn't it Shattenkirk and Goudreau that they got in those?
It was Coleman and Goudreau.
Coleman and Goudreau. Yeah. They got Shattenkirk. Was it the year before then?
I think it was a UFA signing.
And was that Savard too? Okay.
No, that was the second year, and they still had Coleman and Goudreau.
Right. Yeah. So
I was going to say, wait. When was the last time that a team kind of went all in and it actually worked? And I'll count working being like get to the cup or like get to the 3rd round. I'll consider that working.
Right. But like what we said a little bit earlier is Riley Brody, not bad. Sandy and Lyubushkin, not bad as your 3rd pair. 3 and 4 needs some work. And can you get, I don't know, just 2?
Wait. So the question is, can you win a Stanley Cup with the team we have? Like, are you not confident, but do you think you can beat the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche with this team? If the answer is no, then don't
anything is possible.
I know, but is that not the annoying part about hockey? Because I'm like, because it's so annoying, I'm like, well, don't trade anyone. Screw it, right? Why even bother trading anyone?
Obviously, if you can improve your odds from like a 55% chance to a 60% chance, or bump it up from like a 45 to a 47 or a 40 to a 45, obviously you do that because it would be more likely to succeed. But at the same time, like, if the Toronto Maple Leafs are flawed, which they are, and the Florida Panthers goaltending have been just as bad over the last month or so, then they are clearly also a flawed team. And there's talks of them trading for Claude Giroux in terms of the second intermission.
That would be so gross.
But it's like Sergei Bobrovsky, the Panthers started 8-0-0 to start the season. Ever since then, the last time I looked it up, he's had a save percentage of like 907. Yeah. In the last 2 years, he's been a 902. So why are the Panthers confident in being all in with that type of goaltending, and the Leafs can't be confident being all in with this type of goaltending.
Wait.
You can't win with bad goaltending.
This type of goaltending, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. Is like a 3.5 goals against. Pretty sure Jack's got a 4.5.
Right, but what he's saying is like Florida is walking in with the same thing, but we know at least Bobrovsky is streaky like this, like he has more of a pattern of this than Jack Campbell or Peter Mrazek does, because he's done it every single year except for one in his career that got him 10 or 11 million dollars. So they're confident walking in to the playoffs.
Obviously, I'm trying to argue to create optimism. Obviously, the Florida Panthers overall, like their D pairings, like they have a lot less flaws.
Yeah,
but they do have one big one, and they're not talking about going out and trading for a goaltender. They just called up Spencer Knight from the American Hockey League, but he's not exactly, I don't know, he's not exactly doing anything that's like his AHL numbers aren't necessarily that great.
Well, I think the difference would be because they're paying Bobrovsky $10 or $11 million. It's like, how bad does it look on the organization if they do go? Like, can they afford
when you're doing this
decent goal?
When you're doing this well, it's like you just soak it, right? Yeah. It's not like they're in last place trying to get rid of the contract, right? And getting a new goalie. They're this is just being smart, right?
And they're set up for a few years. Like the Florida Panthers aren't set up.
Spencer Knight will be good. Spencer Knight will be good.
Yeah, probably.
Now I'm going to ask you guys a question here, and I'm going to start with you downtown because you tweeted it. I've seen enough Kyle do something.
Got the receipts.
Okay. A goalie, a D-man, the goalie coach, anything. I'm going to replace the goalie coach with a top 6 forward. I want you to rank your top 3 in terms of a goalie, a D-man, or a top 6 forward.
Okay. If I had to pick one of those 3 things that could solve itself, it's the goaltending. Obviously, there's not much confidence around that right now, but it is true. Like I said, from March the 20th of last year going into December of this year, Campbell played in 44 out of possible 55, had a .932 save percentage. There's an in-between that and where he is right now. And the same with Mrazek. Over his last 2 seasons, I know he was injured a lot last year, but his last 2 seasons coming into this one, better than what we've seen so far. The defense, like we've seen over the last little while with Sheldon Keefe arranging it in every different combination that he possibly can, it cannot fix itself. We see Nick Robertson score a goal tonight. Is he a long-term solution there this season? I don't know. We're going to have to see more than, I don't know how many minutes he played tonight, but more than 5 or 9 or 11, ideally, to be able to answer that question. The rest of the guys that the Leafs have,
you don't want your top prospect and bring him up and only play him 5 minutes? You think that's a bad idea?
Well, I mean, like he's got to earn it first a little bit.
I mean, 5 minutes.
He definitely was putting in effort the first couple of games, even though he wasn't playing a lot. So they play him a little bit more in this game. I don't know if you guys have the ice time or whatever like that while I'm rambling on, but
I got it.
The goaltending can solve itself because they can be better, and we've seen them be better, and that's why it's frustrating. The defense can't possibly solve itself, and the offense, that second line, is a problem.
11-15.
Okay, we're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Give him 20.
So are you going one defense, 2 forwards, and 3 goalie?
3 goalie for now. Right, like there's obviously the trade deadline's March the 21st. If the goaltending is still like that's a week before the deadline, I'm putting that up to number 1 because what are you gonna do? Just throw the whole season away?
Do you think Dubas will actually do that?
Well, who's available? Marc-Andre Fleury just came out tonight and said that he doesn't want to be traded away from Chicago. He didn't want to be traded away from Vegas either because he's got a family with young kids and he doesn't want to keep moving around.
Yeah, well, I want to win a Stanley Cup. So sorry, Fleury, you're coming to Toronto.
It's just, what are we gonna do? Bring in James Reimer, who's hurt right now? Like what other goalies would be available at the trade deadline?
Maybe Mitch Larkins or something like that. I don't know.
But you have to bring in someone that's like, okay, we know we're good, even if it's like a 9-10 consistent.
Merzlikins, he has an extension that kicks in next year. Maybe you look at a guy like Korpisalo, who the
Hasn't he
Columbus
been
Blue
sucking?
Jackets. I haven't looked at the numbers. Just names, right?
Yeah.
Just throw them at the
Yeah.
wall
Yeah,
at this
fair.
point.
Yeah.
Like maybe like I'm really trying here. Like Braden Holtby, if Dallas decides to
Oh
drop
my
out, but it looks like they're
God.
surging.
Mm.
Yaroslav Halak, but he was injured the last little while. I don't know. Kyle Dubas said that all goaltending conversations will be had in the summer. I don't know, Kyle. Might have to move those up a little bit if this continues.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are your
that,
top three?
My top three?
Like in
Well,
terms of defense, goaltending, top six.
It goes back to like, my opinion probably doesn't matter. I have this weird feeling Dubas is just going to get like a bottom six, like winger or something, and then a D-man, and he's not going to get a goalie. Probably not going to get a top six forward. What I would want is goaltending, but I just think I'm confident Campbell and Mrazek could bring it back. I know you don't want to play that game of, well, what if they don't? And then you look like an idiot. But there's not really many people to trade for. And I just don't see the Leafs trading for like JT Miller or anything like that. As much as I want Thomas Hertl or whatever, but I just don't think they're going to trade from or top six winger. So I think when you brought up Vasilevsky, and I was like, oh my God, we would have not lost a game this year if we had Andre Vasilevsky in that. So in that regard, it's like, if you have a solid goalie, like going into the playoffs, like if we have Jack Campbell from the last playoffs, we're good. But I just don't see that happening.
See, I'm actually kind of shocked because there hasn't been that much pining from the fan base over Frederick Anderson.
Yeah,
it's maybe I spoke too soon, or maybe I'm just not reading enough comments, or I'm not reading Twitter enough,
I'm not seeing
Facebook
it
or whatever like that. I'm not seeing it, and it's like, yeah, he's having a good season in Carolina, and good for him. But I don't think that you could have. He wasn't an option.
No,
he
wasn't.
Summer.
Don't you also think that it kind of goes back a little bit to just comparing the Carolina defense to our defense and just being like, maybe there's something going on here.
What's the variable that we're actually looking at? Right? Are the nets bigger or smaller in Carolina? Like, I don't know. Ask David Ayers.
The Carolina Hurricanes, in terms of their defense, if I say not necessarily better, people are going to be mad, but I would say that it's different. It's different in terms of, I think that they're better in front of their own net, but in terms of the actual volume of the chances, it's about the same.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
And are we noticing too that it seems like a lot of 5-hole goals are like
all 5-hole goals
stuff? Like, what's with that? Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like too many are going to the sides of Campbell. Like, maybe just close your eyes, Jack, and just like close your legs.
What's your,
what's your, okay, that sounded bad.
Oh, it sounded good, baby. It sounded good. What are your thoughts on deflections and tips and whatnot, where it's like, oh, you couldn't have had that, it's deflected. I'm like, dude, there's 8 guys in front of the net. Of course it's deflected. Like, no shit. Like, oh my God, they're all holding fucking sticks.
Yeah, it's just, you would like the Leafs defense to be tougher in front of the net, but at the same time, hey, I mean, it still does have a chance to hit him, and it's not, for whatever reason, whether that's bad luck or poor positioning, him just not seeing it. He still is back there. He still is back there. I don't know. We could be sitting here talking about what the Leafs did at the deadline, and they did absolutely nothing with the goaltending, and they're fine.
Yeah, that would be surprising.
See, because like I was also in my video talking about whether or not the Maple Leafs should be in, like, all in or not. Like, the beginning of the season, the Colorado Avalanche were having the same problems that we were right now. Obviously, I'm not comparing the Colorado Avalanche directly to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm just saying that their goaltending was absolutely hot garbage to start the season. And now all of a sudden, Darcy Kemper's pulled himself back up to, I believe, like a 915 or a 920. So it's like, which one is worse? A big slump to start the year, a big slump in the middle of the year, a big slump to end the season. Ideally, you don't have any slump, but that's what separates the best goalies in the league from just guys that are good. You know, is that consistency.
I thought you said like Korpisalo, but would that not mean we'd have to waive Mrazek? Because my thought process. No, I didn't say Korpisalo.
I said Merzlikins, and you said Korpisalo.
I know, no, downtown said Korpisalo.
Oh, okay.
Hey, bitch. But what it would like, because my thought process is almost like who's the guy we brought in last year from Calgary? Riddick. Like a Riddick like thing where it's like, you know, try it, maybe he's good, and then ride him, right? You get other people rest, but like you'd have to send someone down, right? So,
yeah. So yeah,
you can't just flip a coin.
I view our forwards as like number 2, and I know you said Din about like you can see him going out and getting a bottom 6 guy, and like that is the one thing on this team that we do not need. Because we have way too many bottom 6 guys on this team, to the point where it's like when Kasha comes back, like I would want to take out Simmons, but they're not going to take out, like, who are they gonna? It's gonna be probably Robertson, but then that pushes Kerfoot back up onto that top 6, and it's clearly not been working. So that's, to me, is a need. And even if it's a guy like, for me, Ricard Raquel, I would absolutely love it. I don't think it would cost too much. Domi was a guy I was big on a month. And downtown, you missed it, but in the Columbus game, I noticed him one time, and I was like, maybe not, but you never know, because he has the capability. Do you take a chance on a guy you probably only have to spend a 3rd round draft pick, or maybe a 2nd to have 50% retained on? And for me, you need someone to go in there, because Kerfoot, even though he has like 38 points, by the way, 38 points, where,
when? For like 56.
Yeah.
I wrote a 1,200 word article on why he's a passenger on that line. That doesn't even mean that he's bad. There are things that he does well, but
Kerfoot is who people think Michael Bunting is. You know, just a passenger.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
Like,
well, I mean, like, whatever. But like, it's a 1,200 word article with a whole bunch of stats.
Downtown, are you okay?
No. He's like, okay, but like, because I have to. So like, I was planning on doing a video, but then I'm like, if I do a video, everyone's just gonna yell in the comment section. It's not gonna be very receptive.
Come on,
or anything like that. If I do a stream, it's like people are going to be yelling at me live, and it's like I can't decide which one. But then I also tell myself they're not yelling at you. They're yelling at the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah. You decided to be a punching bag the second you started making videos for the Leafs.
Yes.
You're a face we can direct anger at. It, you know, Steve Dangle gets it the worst, right?
Yeah.
As much as I believe that he deserves it.
Here's my thing. So the Maple Leafs acquired Jack Campbell in a trade the night of a very, very frustrating goaltending performance against the New York Rangers. I'm not saying that he goes out tonight and makes a trade, but like, while Muzzin is on LTIR right now, I don't know, they got like 18 guys in the American Hockey League. Do you think the Marlies could spare Joseph Woll? Like, just
Din was saying
that's what I said. Or Calgren, anyone, because the thing is, I read off Jack Campbell's goals against, which for everyone here that wants to hear about it, because I'm going to make you hear about it.
Obviously, Joseph Woll is not a long-term solution, but my God, give these guys a break for a little bit.
Do you think Campbell's going to let in any less than 4 goals when he starts?
I don't know. Like,
right
now, I'm not confident in that.
So then why not?
I bet the over all the time.
We're agreeing. We're screaming, but we're agreeing.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a question just logistically about that. Downtown, you know more about the logistics. How would you even go about doing something like that, having 3 goalies up when you already need all the players that we have and everything like that?
So they placed Anze Kasha on IR in the middle of this game.
Nice.
And Mac Hollowell was up with the team.
Right.
Excuse me. And Rasmus Sandin was in the minors because they were at 24 out of 23 skaters. But Kasha to IR gets that down from 23 to 22. Hollowell back down, gets that 21 out of 23. Sandin back up, 22 out of 23. And then the goalie would be the 23rd guy.
Okay.
So they could do it in terms of the roster size, because They have the LTIR space right now. It's a dollar in, dollar out sort of scenario when you're using LTIR.
But I get though, you might as well try Wool. And my thought process on it is, hey, we can't keep losing games 6-5.
Yeah,
but Joseph Wool isn't your starter in the playoffs, right?
No, he's not. But the idea so far has been to just kind of let these guys play through it, and obviously that's not working. So maybe like a little bit of time off, like a little bit of a break.
That's the only thing I can really see this being a benefit.
Get a guy like, I don't know, like maybe he plays well, and that takes a little bit of pressure off. To where when you do
or
throw
he's
him
a
back
Jordan
in,
Bennington.
These guys can't have that much pressure.
You better put money on that right now. If you believe that, put money on it, Isaac.
I just wanted to share something that Nick Barden, who's a reporter downtown, knows him well. We had a podcast with him. Unfortunately, there's too many glitches with the internet that we couldn't post it. But what he was saying when we asked him about Kallgren and Wall was that Kallgren does look like a little bit more of the NHL ready goaltender. Wall is the one who makes more spectacular saves. You notice him more, but Kallgren is more like the sound, like the technical goaltender who does have better stats right now in the AHL. And Kallgren was the guy that took someone, I think it was the Swedish Hockey League. They went to the finals last year. So if you were to bring someone up, you might be better off bringing up a guy like Erik Kallgren, because and that's coming from Nick Barton, who watches all the Marlies games. So just something to pay attention to.
Good. I mean, might as well try it, right? I tweeted out and then delete it. Go ahead, Dan.
I was just gonna say other teams, Bennington, Jari, Murray, like other teams have done this stuff, right?
Yeah, like it's a long shot.
Why not us?
Same time, yeah, why not us? But like I tweeted out and then deleted it because I realized I was just mad. I was asking what the cap ramifications were if you used rent a goalie. just as a joke.
David Ayres?
But I realized, what does that cost against your cap? Nothing.
It's my Saturday night, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we just spent it watching the Leafs.
All of our Saturday nights, Dan. How dare you make this about you?
You want me to start? You want me to start doing math on how much time we watched spending this team, or watching this team?
Please don't. It was painful when you were reading out all Campbell's goals against before we started the show.
Can we get
right at the end? I'm going to do it.
Okay. Can we get some positivity here and talk about just how Austin Matthews is the best player in the NHL and the best player that we'll ever see in a Leafs uniform in our entire lifetimes? Because tonight was his best game of the year, in my opinion, hands down. Like nothing went wrong. It was
nasty, man.
Entire game for him.
I mean,
8 shots. Probably like 12
shots?
shot attempts. Yeah, he probably had like 12 shot attempts, right? Because there was quite a few that he missed the net.
Yeah. I mean, talent-wise, it's Connor McDavid, like the number one player in the league. But as of right now, like if you were looking at a Hart Trophy debate, it's
Huberdeau.
Igor Shesterkin and Austin Matthews. Wait, what
He said Huberdeau.
Oh, Huberdeau. Damn it.
Okay. We'll save this for a longer podcast. But just quickly, you really like. I know I'm a Leaf fan, but I'm trying to look at it objectively, and I know I don't watch too many Oilers games, but I see McDavid defensively, anyways, having a lot of mistakes. I just would 100% rather Austin Matthews on my team long term than Connor McDavid. And if Edmonton called me and said, "Hey, do you want to do 1-for-1?" I would say no. What are your guys like? Am I the only one?
I don't.
I'm listening to you, Isaac.
I don't know. I'm just so pissed.
Hey,
I don't know. Wait. I don't know if I can participate in this conversation
watch this magic trick. I'm going to make downtown more mad. Sheldon Keefe. I thought we played a good game today.
Okay.
End quote.
I did too.
Is there any other quote?
I can keep going.
Are we getting
next? Just kidding.
You read my tweet where I said, Kyle, do something, and then I followed it up with a goalie, a defenseman, the goalie coach. But I said, please don't tweet out another video of a damn rice farmer, or we're rioting.
I want that so bad.
Guys, I think
Jack Campbell has an 8.85 in his last 16.
Our players played well. It was just the forwards played.
The forwards played great.
Yeah,
for the
forwards
most part.
played really good.
For the most part, the defense was okay. like just okay.
It's what you expect.
Yeah, yes, it's what we would expect out of these guys.
Yeah.
Which is not good because, like, okay, like even if you want to say that the Leafs are like between like 15th and 20th in terms of defense, like among the other teams in the league, that's nothing to be happy about.
No.
Like being average, like there's nothing to be happy about when it comes to being average.
Downtown,
So it's
can you make or just like something in one of your videos, because I know you are good at looking up the stats, has a team with a under 15th overall defense in the regular season ever won the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Oh, I want to say the Penguins probably did it.
Yeah, fair.
When they had nobody.
Yeah,
Letang, Mata,
like
that was it.
Yeah, like like that team didn't win because of their defense.
Right. You remember that Philadelphia
that
Pittsburgh series?
So funny. Oh my god. Oh, it's so fun.
Who was the Philly goaltender? It was the Russian or a Czech guy.
They're all
Brizgalov?
fucking
Brizgalov. And he was just not having any of it that series, man. And Fleury was the other goaltender. And it was still like 8-7 games. That was a crazy series to watch. So you're probably right. That would check out. But that's the thing. They had Malkin and they had Crosby. We have Matthews, we had Tavares.
Like, they also had Fleury.
Yeah, but that's not that series anyways.
Fleury, Murray, whatever you want to pick.
Here's the answer to
whichever
everything.
cup you want to pick that they won.
Yeah.
They won 3 of them.
Yeah. Which rookie goalie came up and stole the show from one of the best goalies in the league? Can we have that, please, God? We're asking Joseph Wall to only let in 4 goals, and they get Tristan Jarry and Matt Murray when they already have Fleury. Around.
I don't know. I think we have. If there's a time for our goalies to get it together, it'll be the next few games, because we have a very easy schedule now. Granted,
dude, that's why I think it's not.
What was Buffalo then?
No, I know.
What was this?
Yeah, I don't know.
We already started
the
easy part.
Sorry, I like you said earlier to me. You started a Leafs podcast, so now you're the punching bag here.
Yeah. That's why Downtown comes on it.
Yeah. It's
bully mentality. Just pay it forward.
He only wants to come on when we lose a game or something bad.
I'm absolutely hyped up to come on.
Because if he did it on his own channel, people would just yell at him.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I'll do it tomorrow in the live stream that I'm planning to do, because I'm leaning to do it. I'm leaning to do it. I've been wanting to do it for a while.
100%.
But I can't properly articulate any sort of points in an actual video with what's going on. That's why you do this
after the game.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I'm pissed. Like I'm pissed, and I really don't know what to say. I'm genuinely trying. If I said anything stupid, I'm sorry.
Who are you pissed at the most?
I'm just this situation. Like if I could pan the camera around the room, I'm literally surrounded by Leafs jerseys. There's no escape. There's no escape.
Want to get up. Yeah, might want to grab some like tarp or something.
Yeah, I've done this by choice. Make sure it's not blue. I've done this by choice too. It's a large investment. There's a lot of time put into this.
It'll feel so good when we finally do it, though, and then you can say that we stuck with them all along.
Is this where we're at?
Also going back to your goddamn Matthews is the best player in the league shit. That makes this worse, not better. You think fucking Edmonton feels great? How does it make it worse? Think about Edmonton.
Edmonton's out of the playoffs right now. We're solidified.
Thank you. Yeah, we're good, but we're terrible.
That's the one thing that I guess that we can hold on to, is that the playoff picture in the East looks pretty locked up. Like there's no way that the goaltending or the defense can be anywhere as bad as it has been the last month for the rest of the season, where we can see the Toronto Maple Leafs fall out of a playoff spot. So at least you can have that in your back pocket.
we only probably have like 200 listeners, 300 listeners on this video, but someone is going to quote that exact comment you just made.
I spoke it into existence.
Yeah, okay.
Right, like that was my big thing, like going into last year's playoffs. Let's speak it into existence. They can do this.
No, I was like that
too. The opposite always happens.
Well, I'm going to stay optimistic because that's my role. And
I'm still optimistic. I'm just pissed.
Yeah,
tonight.
Fair.
All right, everyone. Here's the 30-second segment of how many goals has Campbell let in the last 20 games.
Just hit
5, 4, 5, 2, 2, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 0. And
Nice.
that was January 1st.
Nice.
Oh, you were going backwards.
Who was the last team?
It doesn't matter.
Who was the first team after that 0 that he led up the 5-2, Din?
It was
Edmonton.
Oh no, Edmonton
Or Montreal.
No, Colorado. It was that Colorado game, but he had an 8-9-8. There was the 49. It was the overtime loss one.
Yeah. Okay.
That one,
we don't play Colorado games, so we can't break the curse, unfortunately. So it's not looking
Dude,
good.
the curse is like letting in 3 goals 2 games in a row.
Also,
did
anyone see that stat that it was like Thatcher Demko has a .917 save percentage, and since January 1st, that's the second best in the league? Is that real? It doesn't seem
No,
real.
Vancouver has the second best save percentage in the league.
But it was still .917.
So that's with backups though.
Right, but I know
that's still not great, but
yeah, it's just like that's Jack Campbell's career save percentage, and it's second best in the league over the last 2 months.
Holy crap! Since
since
February the 1st, the Rangers have a team save percentage in all situations of .942.
Okay, I think we know who's in first.
Yeah, and then it's the
Before
Stars
anyone
at
asks a question.
.925. It's the Stars at .925, the Bruins at .925, the Avs at .924, and then it tips .918, .918, .916, .915.
What are we?
Like the number 10 team is a .912. What are we?
What are we? We gotta be like I bet 897. I'm gonna guess
878.
Oh!
878. And the Leafs are still somehow 7-6-1.
Wow. I'm just looking up Andrew Raycroft's goaltending stats for his season with the Leafs. And just seeing
where we're at. Din already went backwards from how many goals Jack Campbell's allowed. It's just just to reiterate, we're not blaming just Jack Campbell. We've acknowledged that the defense also needs to be better.
What was ours? It was
878.
Okay, so that's 2 better than Andrew Raycroft's.
Okay, cool. I can sleep at night.
So at least it's better than that year.
So when you see a tweet that says, "Why don't we have Raycroft in net?" We do have a compelling
argument. Actually, you can. It's 878.5, so you can round up to 879 if that makes you feel better.
Nice. I will say in 2006, 2007, when Raycroft's first year, he had an 894. So we might want to have Andrew Raycroft back on the Leafs. Just saying.
I'm not going to talk about this anymore.
But also to note, like I know, actually the Florida Panthers have been worse.
Nice.
Than the Leafs, not better.
Cool. It doesn't make me feel any better at all.
In terms of goaltending, but like there are 6 other teams that are worse right now than the Leafs.
Really? Is Edmonton up there?
In terms of all I was looking at 5-on-5 save percentage before. This is in all situations. So there are 6 other teams in the NHL by team save percentage in all situations that are worse than the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. It's the Ducks, the Red Wings, the Panthers, the Kraken, the Sabres, and the Flyers.
Yeah, our game against Red Wings didn't help.
Will one defenseman fix the goaltending? No. So I think you need to go fix the goaltending.
It's going to be a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
Now, Downtown, you didn't answer. We'll finish this off just with a little question. On the Twitter today, I asked who your favorite or couple favorite bottom 6 players on the Leafs are. No cheeky answers like Matthews and Marner when they were there. Who in your lifetime? Who were
Mitch Marner with Matt Martin?
That would make me so happy.
A few people said that one. Who were your favorite bottom 6 players on the Leafs in your lifetime?
Can I say Ty Domi?
Yeah.
Like there was one season when he played an entire year with Matt Sundin on the first line and had 15 goals, I think, which was crazy. That's so awesome. But I've been looking at like the Leafs the last little while. And like my urge after every faceoff is just to want, like it would go so far. Like this is not smart, but it would go so far to see one of them just cold cock someone after the whistle, right? Yeah. Like everyone would just be so happy.
That's Simmons' job.
Just once. No,
it's not. Else. Simmons is somebody else. You can't have the fucking guy who plays 6 minutes punch guys. It doesn't fire the team up. when they
Like,
watch the guy who
just
plays 6
one
minutes
of them.
punch
Like if Engvall grabs someone and just cocked
He
them,
did the other night.
that
a
would
little bit,
mean
but yeah.
something. If one of
Yeah.
if one of the better guys on the team wanted to do it, fine, but I don't want them breaking their hand or anything.
be dirty, get suspended, Spezza will crowdfund the money.
Yeah.
Well, did we not watch the last 5 minutes of the game tonight? Like the
No.
Canucks basically just mobbed the Leafs, and
Yeah.
they didn't get called for anything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Well, once again,
Well,
I don't
whatever.
I don't expect it anymore. Anyways.
No, whatever.
Did you guys also see Bunting tap Shen's his shin pads when he put it out and got a penalty going off the ice? He tapped his. I was like, oh man, you gotta love that.
Yeah, hey, don't worry, buddy. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, we'll
Don't
see you in a
worry.
week. We'll see you in a week
Yeah.
when you're on our second pair.
Oh,
So Ty
Oh
Domi's
my
your final
God.
answer?
yeah, because like I don't know, like I really like it's obviously not the solution. That's not gonna fix the goaltending or the defense. Just make me feel better. Someone just grab someone and cold
I know.
cock them after the
I
whistle.
know.
And
Yeah.
Ty is the guy who would do that.
It's all and you can't be one of the top 4 forwards because apparently if you punch someone, you automatically break your hand. Is what I've been told from everyone.
Wasn't it
Ever
Crosby?
since
Connor
did that
McDavid got
once?
into one fight
Oh,
in
no,
the
it was McDavid.
OHL and broke his hand.
Yeah. Well,
So-
do you think Connor McDavid knows how to throw a punch?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Him and his heated driveway. Don't know
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, exactly. I don't think so. William Nylander used to go to boxing classes with Clune.
Really?
Someone.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so that's it for our angry session tonight. We'll have this video will be up. You'll be seeing it in the morning. So tune in to Downtown's live stream. What time is that going to be at?
I don't know. Whenever I wake up tomorrow.
Whenever he wakes up, he'll be a little
Whenever I
less.
wake up tomorrow.
His face will be
Like,
a little
probably
less
around
red.
noon.
Would you
Yeah,
be
probably around noon.
upset if you didn't wake up tomorrow though?
Yes. Yes. I would.
Because then he wouldn't get to see the Leafs win a cup in a couple months.
Yeah,
I hate
exactly.
you, Isaac. I hate you. All right, we got Columbus on Monday. Hopefully Corpusalo plays. We can see how he is. He's going to be for us.
There you go. And
What,
Domi.
are you hoping that he goalies them?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what
that's
to-
tough.
I'm sorry.
You-
No.
decided to join Isaac on this podcast.
No.
You're the punching bag too.
Yeah.
4 goals. Let's hope he gets 4 goals. Could all still be better than Campbell.
I bet you
Three.
4 goals.
Three.
Three. There you
Let's
go.
do 3.
3.
Okay, simmer down here, downtown.
All right.
That's the world of this man.
That's it for us. We're going to do our next episode talking about Downtown. You're very welcome to join. We're going to be talking about how we became Leafs fans, some fun Leafs stories, just going back in the past to make it a little less serious. Because we got a bunch and some of them are actually happy. So there you go. That's it for us. Peace out.
Thanks, downtown.